What's up, nerds? Welcome back to another episode of Nerd with a Spear Gun. My name is Kelsey Martin. I have a PhD in marine biology. I'm a fishery biologist, but really, I'm just a nerd with a spear gun. A little bit of a different episode today. We're going to be going into how I won Queen Spearfisher at the latest Mafia Madness rodeo. But first, if you wouldn't mind hitting that like button or subscribing if you're new. And thanks for all the support. Enjoy. As you saw in the tournament species category list, there are 9 species that we need to fill. So, starting off small, literally, with the smallest fish that I could have caught, or sort of speared, this entire weekend. I'm just a baby. Well, you may be just a baby, but sorry dude, you're bad for the environment, and I'm fishing a tournament. Now for spearing the bigger cousin, or the biggest lionfish that I saw this weekend. Maybe not the one largest that I saw this weekend, but certainly I was more focused on getting other species than lionfish. But, you know, it's a category to fill, so there we go. Biggest lionfish crossed off the board. This was actually a really cool dive. Diving with my buddy TK again. This is actually a reefed barge. You can see the deck of it when we get down deeper. It's pretty cool looking. And then off to the right here, we have the shimmering silvery fish, which are actually look downs, but they're very flat silvery species, which is why they shimmer when they swim. It's pretty cool. This red snapper right in front of me starts swimming towards me, and as soon as he gets close enough, I pull the trigger. Now it's just trying to get him in my possession or her in my possession and fend off all of the amberjack that were trying to figure out what was wrong with this fish. I swear, the amberjack were trying to be the main characters of this story. One even comes up and bites my hand right there. I have no idea why. They were just little bees buzzing around me the entire weekend, and that won't be the first time I get bit by an amberjack. Luckily, they don't have any real teeth, and they didn't bite me very hard, so no damage, but just comedy. So yeah, a little stressed that only knocked 2 categories off the board in the first 2 days. So here we go, day 3. So for the 3rd day, we decided to switch tactics a little bit. Stop going after pyramids and little small low relief artificial structures and turn to these high relief artificial structures or standing platforms and oil rigs that have a lot more variety of species because of how much of the water column they take up. So yeah, there's a lot of mangroves hanging around this pylon, but I really wanted this guy. Scamp grouper, this is what I was really looking for. And another amberjack just here to steal the show. On to the next dive, and I'm gonna let this one just kind of roll. My buddy Doug, who I was diving with for this dive and this whole day actually, he had a GoPro on his head as well, so he was able to capture some footage of his own, and luckily he got some good footage of me fighting this next fish. So what I was trying to do here was actually get the jack wrapped around this crossbeam. And once he does that, then I have more control. And if you're worried about my line breaking or the mono breaking on the crossbeam, I use really strong Dyneema on my reel, and I also have 400-pound test, I think, mono on my shooting line. So pretty strong, not really risk of snagging up and snapping on anything that's on that crossbeam. But now that I have him wrapped around the crossbeam, I can let go of my gun and I have more control. So I steered him around to get him wrapped again, made sure that he avoided getting wrapped up in my buddy. And there we go. Now he's mine. Now that I've dispatched the fish, I can focus on getting him on the stringer, and then once I have him on the stringer, then my hands are free to sort out the entanglement of line wrapped around the crossbeam. On to the next dive. So here I can see a nice juicy barracuda, and if you recall, barracuda was one of the categories, but he's just too far away and keeps swimming away from me. So turn to my right and see some nice mangroves, and I haven't crossed mangroves off yet. try and spot the biggest one and shoot him. And then my buddy managed to get some footage of me continually being harassed by this one amberjack, and he unfortunately didn't catch a clip of me getting swarmed by 5 or 6 AJs and getting repeatedly bit by a few of them. And like I said, they don't have teeth to write home about. They weren't biting hard, but it was just hilarious. So I got bit on the back of my leg, my elbow, everything. It was pretty funny. So we're on this next dive, and as you can see, the visibility is a little bit worse, and we came further inshore. We were only about 20 miles offshore for these for diving on this rig, whereas before we were about 40 and 50 miles offshore. So I spot this nice big school of Jack Crevalle, and since I've already shot mine, but my buddy hasn't shot one yet, I tried to get his attention. Luckily it didn't matter. He ended up shooting his own, as you can see there. And then what happens next breaks my heart. I still have yet to get a cobia, sadly, but these misses will make it that much sweeter when I do finally get one. Unfortunately, my GoPro died right before I was able to shoot this little guy, so here you go. Proof that I got a sheep's head. Here are my spoils from the tournament. The gun that I won up top, my plaque, I got a certified scale and a bungee off the raffle table. But thank you all so much. Don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and I'll see you next time.